when it comes to supporting disaster relief, we're all on the same team. Donate now at redcross.org/visa.
Join Visa in supporting hurricane relief efforts. Donate to the American Red Cross today.
2 minutes left in this first half at Lambeau. The ball sitting at the Seattle 46. And well, there you go. Last time Aaron Rodgers, who's still smiling despite all the hits, was sacked 4 times and a half, was at Seattle. Well, that happens a lot. It's back in 2012, and now on first down, Rodgers still looking for somewhere to go. Adams downfield. He's nearly picked as Earl Thomas came across, had it in his hands, and couldn't haul it in.
Well, it sure looked like Earl Thomas was going to make a heck of a play from center field to drive back on this ball. He lays out and just about is able to make an interception on that one. Aaron Rodgers just trying to give him a chance. Davante Adams. Here's Earl Thomas. You get a chance to watch him. He's reading quarterback's eyes. He starts back to his left, comes back to undercut that throw. That's some of the range and some of what they missed when he went down at the end of last year.
Broken leg against Carolina December 4th. Played in 11 games. Rodgers, Cobb sliding or losing his footing as he makes the catch. 3rd down and long coming up after a gain of 4, and Shaq Griffin out there for Seattle. Sheldon Richardson checks back in for the Seahawks. 3rd and 6.
Well, the Packers, they go to the no huddle here, but obviously not in any kind of hurry. They're not trying to run an up tempo. They're just calling everything right from the line and taking their time doing it.
Inside 5-4. Rock fan. Hey, now. Hey, you first. 319.
3rd down and 6. Rodgers sideline, not there. Randall Cobb was the target. And after converting on this drive on 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 16, they can't get it done on 3rd and 6.
They had a little something going, and Seattle just able to make a stop. And you look at this defense, and really over the years, the last 5 years prior to last season, they went 4 consecutive seasons leading the league in defensive scoring. And then last year, I guess you could say maybe it was a down year. They fell all the way to 3rd, but it is a defense that is hard to get points against. And this is not a total surprise that they've been able to play and make stops when they've needed to against Rodgers in this offense.
Delay game. The Packers are guilty of it. The Seahawks accept the penalty.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So they will take it. Mike McCarthy's probably trying to give Justin Vogel, his rookie punter, maybe a little more room. And now they've declined it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm a little surprised Pete Carroll then didn't decline the penalty. That's what Mike McCarthy was trying to make a decision. They were a little slow coming off the field. He was trying to decide whether or not he wanted to go for it here on 4th down or not, and then get the delay of penalty game to give Vogel a little more room to pin this one deep.
This is a skill, downing it inside the 10. End of the football, end over end, fair catch, and a juggle and a grab by Lockett at the 11. We're only 55 seconds away from halftime in week 1. Kurt, what's coming up?
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Rams are looking pretty against the Colts. The Ravens polish off the Bengals in Cincinnati, and there's a Texas-sized blowout in Houston. Get yourself all cleaned up for the Visa halftime.
Victoria Trillin with the role of a lifetime. Working on Cletus.
Yeah. Cletus didn't need makeup, though, as much as Kurt did.
Evidently not.
Sorry, Kurt. I didn't mean that, Kurt.
Members of the defense are headed in. It's interesting. Here's Procise, left side. Well played by Green Bay, and it looks like these two sides are going to play to a scoreless draw And I lose my bet on the over, but a timeout is taken by Green Bay. I guess that's the telltale sign that the Seahawks are going to try and just run out the clock here, backed up. Members of their defense are headed off the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to go in and regroup and try to figure out. And there's the break on Earl Thomas last year that knocked him out at the end of the season and into the postseason. And of course, his tweet there from the locker room that suggested maybe he might retire, which I found hard to believe that a player of his caliber in his prime would even possibly think about that. But that's how emotional he was at the time, and he's worked hard to get back to where he is right now, and he's fully recovered and 100%.
Packers have just the one timeout left. Procise just trying to hang on to the ball. 3 yards short of a first down, and Green Bay will use their final timeout. 43 seconds left. So if this play takes any time off the clock at all, that will be it. But why not? If you're Mike McCarthy, maybe you get a mistake and you can cash in here at the end of the half.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate what a great job this Packers defense has done, particularly in run defense. 12 yards rushing for the Seattle offense here in this first half. And last year they started out the year like gangbusters. They were #1 in the league in run defense through the first 4 or 5 weeks of the year, and they still finished up pretty strong. But they lost some guys that were thin in certain positions, but against a team that really wants to pound you, they've held up well.
A conversion on 3rd down as Procise picks up the first down, and now coming up on 30 seconds left in the half. Packers defense, by the way, was 3rd worst in the NFL last season at 3 and outs. Now Seattle takes a timeout, so that first down changes their mentality evidently. Today it was 3 and out in 4 of 5 possessions until that first down carry by Procise. That's what's coming up at the half. And only 2 first downs in this first half for the Seahawks, who have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, they've been out of sorts, and like I said, there are. I don't want to say they're not all answered, and it's just the first half of the season opener. But outside linebacker, of course, they lose some players at the outside position, and then of course, Julius Peppers and some of the production that he's provided the last few seasons. They brought in Ahmad Brooks and some young defensive backs, but they've answered the bell here in the first 30 minutes.
They're at their 22. Pass is caught for the first catch of the half by Baldwin, and now there's action for Seattle. Members of their defense going in before the end of the half. It looks like they're going to run it out. They get a first down, call a timeout, and now they have a chance to put up points before the end of the first half.
Well, they put the pressure right on Green Bay after that big completion, and yeah, there's time.
Wilson steps through it. Wide open field. And he will get out of bounds at the 15-yard line. An opportunity for the Seahawks for the lead. A 34-yard completion to Doug Baldwin after having 36 yards the entire first half as a team.
Well, it was a good throw by Russell Wilson as he gets out of the pocket, and you see how he made Doug Baldwin flatten out to go get that ball. He's up on an angle, and then, of course, that last play, the field opens up. He takes it, picks up a big gain.
They still have timeouts remaining. It was a 29-yard run by Wilson. End zone is behind Tanner McAvoy. This drive started back at the 11. Here's the 29-yard run by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you see as the field opens up, they're in man coverage, and when you're in man coverage, then nobody's accounting for the quarterback, and as the middle of the field opened up for him, he took it, recognized the defensive backs had their backs to him. A big game.
1, 2, 2. On 2nd and 10. End zone pass is broken up. Jimmy Graham the target. And now with 4 seconds left in the half, the field goal unit will come on for Seattle.
Well, there's a lot of bodies in there trying to make the play on that ball. It was anybody's guess who might come down with that one.
Quentin Rollins got his hands on it. And here is Blair Walsh. First real kick as a Seahawk. And a flag is down. A flag is down on the play. Devon House came in and hit Blair Walsh, and the Seahawks are going to decline it.
Number 31, defense, penalties decline. Field goal's good. This is the end, the first half.
How about the end of the half? Seahawks looked like they were going to pack it in. They get 2 big plays, and they have the only points. We'll take a look at some of the fun from around the league with sounds from the field brought to you by Walmart.
High five from everyone. Everyone get in on the high five party.
Sounds from the field brought to you by Walmart. Donate to hurricane relief efforts at any Walmart store or at walmart.com. So this won't be the first scoreless first half since 2011. Seattle, 3-0 lead after a half. Kurt, guys, all yours.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Well, it took 57 total plays to get 3 combined points. Welcome to the Visa Halftime Show. Terry, more points somewhere else?
Let's do it. Cam Newton, welcome back. Glad you got that shoulder fixed. We're looking forward to watching you this year. Set up, looks left, checks it, fires on a deep crossing route. He hits Russell Shepard. He turns it upfield. 40-yard touchdown, 10-0 Carolina Panthers over the San Francisco 49ers. Colts at the Rams. That's Scott Tolzien. He watch this. He'll be intercepted. Actually, you look at Luck right there on the side of it. That's Tolzien staying quarterback and forward, Luck going inside Tremaine Johnson. But it's intercepted by him for 39-yard interception return. 7-0 Rams. And then Jeff Goff, second-year quarterback, #1 pick in the draft last year out of Cal, finds Cooper Kupp on an 18-yard post route. And it is 27-3. Rams all over the Colts.
Yeah, Jared Goff looking pretty good there. Philadelphia won earlier today against Washington. Atlanta hung on to take care of Chicago. Detroit came back and knocked off Arizona. The Raiders win in Tennessee. Baltimore blanked Cincinnati. Pittsburgh took care of Cleveland. Jacksonville, in a bit of a stunner, taking care of Houston. And Buffalo knocks off the Jets. All right, Howie, Seattle, Green Bay.
You know, as Troy mentioned, there have been a couple of questionable calls on the Seahawks in the first half, and officiating has kind of swayed the game here, particularly on the Nas Jones intercepted return for a touchdown. Here, Cliff Avrils called for a clip on Aaron Rodgers. I don't know about that. And here, Devontae Adams appears to be the aggressor, yanking Lane down to the ground by his face mask, and then the phantom punch gets him ejected. It negates the touchdown, and here we are.
It's always the second guy that gets caught.
Yeah, but where was the punch? It was like the Liston punch.
I saw it was like this. I'm joking.
Cut it out. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a bad call. That was just a flat-out bad call.
Yeah, both defenses playing great. The only thing is when you're playing a player like Russell Wilson, you cannot relax. You know, here you look at Green Bay playing great defense. Seattle had 2 first downs. They relaxed for 1 play, 3 points.
This has been a defensive struggle, maybe a bit surprising right now. 3-0 at halftime. Aaron Rodgers has been sacked 4 times today. Cliff Avril and that Seahawk defense helping earn the Visa play of the first half. Second half after this.
When it comes to supporting disaster relief, we're all on the same team. Join Visa in supporting the American Red Cross. Donate now at redcross.org/Visa.
This isn't a rivalry. It's worse. It just sits there. Until finally, you get the chance to make it right. Or continue the nightmare forever.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone is doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Hey, Mom, it's a
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $7,300 total value on this 2017 Buick Enclave leather.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off of the goal. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time.
Vince Lombardi was never one to lose a battle. To honor his legacy, we're joining the fight. For every hat purchased, we will donate $5 to the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation, only at the Packers Pro Shop. Pride, passion, Pro Shop.
There are a lot of little things that make you unlike anyone else. At Aurora Baycare, these little things drive us to make big strides in orthopedic medicine. Like pioneering shoulder replacement surgeries that are simulated on a computer before entering the OR. And developing advanced rehabilitation programs to help speed recovery. Moving orthopedic medicine forward so you can get back to living and loving life. Aurora Baycare Medical Center.
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data.
So does my carrier.
That works even out here.
Oh.
And our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you. Over and over again.
I saw that one coming.
They'll get you every time. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from U.S. Cellular.
Fox 11, your station for balanced news coverage.
As you look back on this first half here at Lambeau Field, some frustration for Aaron Rodgers, the Packers and their fans. Rodgers sacked 4 times in the half. They were shut out by Seattle. Seahawks have a 3-0 lead. Second half coming up.
You find yourself in a different world. A world that fears and hates you. A world where you're hunted.
The X-Men, we don't even know if they exist anymore.
Fighting to hide, to escape. And everything changes. Forever.
The Gifted, Monday, October 2nd on Fox.
All the big dreams. All the wins. All the stolen bases, double plays, punch-outs, and walk-offs. Doesn't mean anything now. Because the only thing that matters is October.
To the Empire!
Empire moves to 8, Wednesday, September 27th on Fox. This is a Fox 11 News halftime report.
Good afternoon, I'm Gabrielle Mays.
And I'm Mark Leland. Here's what's happening in news. The eye of Hurricane Irma roared into Florida with 130-mile-per-hour winds this afternoon. It is now making a slow march up the state's Gulf Coast. Currently, more than 2 million people are without power in the state. Vice President Mike Pence toured the FEMA headquarters in Washington today. He says President Trump has directed the full resources of the government to help.
The president's been monitoring this storm 24/7. And the people of South Florida, the people of the entire state should know we are with you.
We will have the latest on Irma's path tonight on Fox 11 News at 9.
The new school year is underway and attention is being focused on Green Bay's Washington Middle School. The school has been at the center of controversy since a former teacher said she feared for her safety at the school. So what really happened at the school and what is being done about it? Fox 11's Robert Hornacek digs into the facts tonight on Fox 11 News at 9.
A new NFL season means a new tailgating experience for fans. The new Johnsonville Tailgate Village opened this weekend before the Packers home opener, complete with new food options, a 360-bar table, and the ability to hold up to 2,000 people. Fans say the change is day and night.
Chief Meteorologist Patrick Powell is tracking our weather. Patrick, what can we expect?
Well, we're going to see quiet weather all the while, and Hurricane Irma is making landfall on the west coast of Florida, moved ashore on Marco Island earlier this afternoon. But for us, really quiet weather is going to continue through much of this week. Tonight, clear, cool, 46 for the low. During the day tomorrow, sunny, seasonal, and 74.
Thank you, Patrick, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you here at 9.
And Fox 11 News at 10.
We're live with Green Bay firefighters prepping for the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb.
And from Florida, how Irma's impacting those who stayed behind. Join us starting at 4:30.
There are so many things we measure, especially when it comes to your health. Things like laps, pounds, decibels, inches. What they all add up to is what Prevea cares about the most. Because it's more than just healthcare. It's happiness. And that is immeasurable. Prevea, it's your health, your happiness. Let's get after it.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with an 11% rebate on everything. Save over $100 on these Glenwood beach cabinets. Save over $200 on the Bradford outdoor fireplace. Save over $700 on this 2-car garage. Or go really big and save over $10,000 on this Castleberry home. The bigger the project, the bigger the savings. There's no limit to how much you can save. Now during the 11% rebate sale at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's comforting to know that your car will protect you if you're ever in an accident. But it's even more comforting to have a car that can also help you avoid accidents altogether. That's why every Toyota Corolla comes with Toyota Safety Sense, an advanced suite of active safety technology at no extra cost. The 2017 Toyota Corolla. Safety for everyone. Tested, trusted Toyota. Hurry in today and get 0% APR for 72 months on a new 2017 Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
You are my tiny bundle of energy. Awesome, brilliant, and animated. Sometimes a little too animated, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You are the little spark of light that brightens my world. And if your light dims, I choose to take you to Children's, because anywhere else just isn't good enough.
Always make sure Children's Hospital of Wisconsin is included in your health insurance plan, because kids deserve the best.
Fox 11, your station for balanced news coverage.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Again, first half moments brought to you by Gain. Seriously good scent. Crowd imploring their Packers to get it going. Green Bay will start the second half ball. Jeff Janis is waiting deep. Blair Walsh will kick it away. Walsh responsible for a 33-yard field goal and the only points in the game so far. Well, Aaron Andrews, what did you learn down there?
First, we'll start with the Packers. I did just learn that Ahmad Brooks is being evaluated for a concussion, so there's your injury update. As for Mike McCarthy, I said, what was the first thing you addressed with this offense? And he said, well, just our overall execution. He said, being beat man-to-man, we're not in sync. This is not the tempo that we talked about. And as he mentioned, we talked about this in our production meeting. He really wanted to wear out the Seattle defense, and he said, got to start trying to do that right here in the second half. Give you more about Pete Carroll in just a minute, guys.
All right, it'll be a first down play from the 25.
Well, the first thing they need to start doing is protecting Aaron Rodgers. Sacked 4 times in that first half under a lot of pressure throughout the first half of this game.
They haven't been able to run the ball at all yet. And a minimal gain of 3 by Montgomery here. Aaron?
Well, as you can imagine, Pete Carroll very interested on what Troy Aikman and Joe Buck and even our Mike Pereira had to say about Jeremy Lane being ejected. He came up to me right away and said, what did they think? What did they think? Well, I echoed what you both said, and he said, you can't make a call that big. You can't make a call that big in this game. He said it's changed the entire thing for us.
Well, so far you wouldn't know it. Defensively, Seattle has been very good. Aaron Rodgers has not made this defense pay for not having Jeremy Lane as Nelson makes the catch for a first down. And here's that play. First it was Nas Jones on the interception, and then Devontae Adams and Jeremy Lane got into it. They said that Lane threw a punch. We never saw it, and they ejected Jeremy Lane early in the game. Rodgers flagged down. And that was just a throwaway by Aaron Rodgers as Sheldon Richardson got in there. It's a hold against the Packers. Not much going right.
It's the defensive front.
Offense, number 73, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's against Jari Evans, the right guard, who they brought in to replace the departed TJ Lang, who signed with the Lions. And I was going to say, it's a defensive front that can obviously wreak havoc. To go back to Pete Carroll's point, when you lose a guy like Jeremy Lane, all of a sudden you're now having to go with Shaq Griffin, the rookie, who was going to play on nickel downs, which, let's be honest, is most of the game because the Packers like to play 3 wides. But now he's having to play the entire time as the outside defender, and that's a tough task. But like you said, Joe, they've been up for the challenge, and they've done a good job of containing, of course, this offense.
They run it here on first down, and Ty Montgomery got to the 35, and then Earl Thomas reminds everybody how he delivers a hit, a gain of 7. He is not a big-bodied guy, 5'10", 202, but he throws everything he's got into a hit, as he does here on Montgomery.
Yeah, and Ty Montgomery, he's, as we've talked about, a converted wide receiver and someone who runs pretty tough, considering that. Typically, someone that makes that kind of change isn't as strong a runner as he is. He breaks a lot of tackles, but he wasn't going to get away from Earl Thomas.
Second down and 13. Blitz coming. Packers pick it up. Getting free was Reed, and having to throw it away is Rodgers. And Rodgers is thinking this protection has got to get a lot better if the Packers are going to be good this season.
Well, they bring the slot pressure to Aaron Rodgers' front side, and Ty Montgomery picks it up. And they are leaking a little bit in the middle. We've seen Rodgers having to move around. As I said, he's been sacked 4 times, but give this secondary some credit by Seattle. I know that in talking with Mike McCarthy, they said they've worked on getting the ball out quicker, and they want to be more of a rhythmic offensive passing game, but that hasn't happened. There's been nowhere for him to go with the ball when he's had time.
Here's a free play. First of the day for Rodgers. Try to air it out downfield, and the pass broken up. But Rodgers, with a hard count, got the Seattle defense to jump.
Offside, defense, number 47, 5-yard penalty, replay, third down.
That's David Bass. We just saw Michael Bennett walk out onto the field, almost limp out onto the field, out of the dressing room. And now he's out there on defense, but the first handful of plays, he wasn't even out of the locker room. And now he's out there on 3rd down and 7. So it feels like there's something wrong with him, but no word as of yet. Obviously, Aaron will be on that 3rd and 7. Bad snap. And who gets on top? Rogers. Lindsley just rolled it on the ground, and that'll bring up 4th down.
No chance whatsoever, and it just frustrates this offense and Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy that they've just not been able to get in any type of rhythm. They're just fortunate to get on that ball and not give the ball to Seattle with outstanding field position.
So Justin Vogel will punt again, and Tyler Lockett can be electrifying back there, ready to return it. Fair catch at the 21. We'll come back and talk about the end of the first half and how that unfolded on the other side of the break.
At Southwest, we're trying to decide whether or not to have a sale. Heads we don't, tails we do. And tails it is. Book for as low as $59 one way now at southwest.com. Sure, the game is great. But here's a real reason to scream at your television. Book for as low as $59 one way now at southwest.com.
Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose.
From Crest 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It's our best whitening technology. Plus, it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Benny has had a rough life. When his grandmother died, he inherited her incontinence. One of his moles tried to have him removed. Santa only watches him when he's sleeping. But Benny feels like a champion because he's eating tasty, protein-powered, wonderful pistachios.
The search is intense. We spent weeks canvassing the quadrant to pinpoint our perfect location. Once locked in on our target, we knew we had to move fast.
Fortunately, we were already pre-approved for a no-money down loan with Navy Federal Credit Union, and were able to put an offer on this place immediately after it went on the market.
I see you, Dad.
How are my tomatoes doing, babe?
Pretty good.
Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
Hungry for a tasty deal? Right now, you can get 2 Whopper sandwiches for just $6 at Burger King. That's right, 2 flame-grilled 100% beef Whopper sandwiches, stacked with freshly cut onions and tomatoes, always prepared to order for just $6. The 2 for $6 Whopper deal, only at Burger King.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
You gonna remember me. I'm Cookie Line, baby. I'm unforgettable.
Wednesday, September 27th, the season premiere of Empire at an all-new time, 8/7 Central, only on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
We welcome you to kickoff weekend across the NFL in 2017. A 3-0 game. Seattle has the lead and the football now. Combined today, we've seen 10 punts. 1 interception, 1 field goal, 1 ejection. Seahawks, and a sack starts the possession. Mike Daniels. Perry and Daniels got in there, but Daniels has been a force.
Well, he's been a force, and you know he goes right through Mark Lewinsky, who, as we talked about last year, he was at left guard. This year he makes the move to right guard, and you start evaluating this thing, and as good as Green Bay has been up front in stuffing this run game and getting pressure on Russell Wilson, how much of it has had to do with just the poor play of this offensive line who's trying to come together?
Handoff to Carson, and he got smacked. 3rd down and long coming up, and a couple of linebackers and big Kenny Clark in the middle plugged up that hole. 3rd and 17.
Now they've just not gotten any movement whatsoever. Of course, when Lewinsky gets beat there on that right side, Mike Daniels puts a good move on him, and Tom Cable, you know, they assign him a lot. They move people around. They've had defensive guys come in and try to play offensive line, and it's been a question mark for a long time right now in Seattle, and it is again in this game.
3rd down and 17, more pressure, ball is out. Green Bay's got it. Daniels again. Mike Daniels is having the game of his life so far.
This time Mike Daniels lines up over Luke Jokel. You see the move that he makes on him, and it looked very similar to the move that he put on Glowinski just a couple of plays earlier, and he forces the ball out. That's an excellent series by Mike Daniels, just working the middle of the field, and Russell Wilson has no chance on either one.
Kyler Fackrell with the recovery, and the defense getting pumped up after the turnover as they are now backed up. The ball at the 6. How about Mike Daniels? And now you know why they kept him around, gave him an extension coming off his best year.
Yeah, and even with that, Russell Wilson, he recognizes that he has pressure in his face. He's got to protect the football better than that backed up, and he has had a tendency to put the ball on the ground, and a very costly fumble there.
They hand it to Montgomery. Montgomery, touchdown.
Talked about Martellus Bennett's blocking ability and Bakhtiari, the left tackle, but Martellus Bennett, he drives his man deep into the end zone, and then it creates the lane for the touchdown. Jack Griffin trying to hold up against Martellus Bennett, and just no chance. And then there's the strip by Mike Daniels that set up the great field position in the touchdown.
And now the extra point coming from Mason Crosby. Verify that it was indeed a touchdown, that the ball broke the plane of the goal line before the knee was down. The answer is it did. It's a 6-3 game with Crosby, who was 44 of 47 a year ago on extra points. Mike Daniels set it up, saying he can't block me. The handoff to Montgomery, and up for a Lambeau leap he goes.
We were born this way, forged in the same fire. Blood may be thicker than water, but we've got oil in our veins. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Muscle.